Here's a peek back in time. This photo shows a typical American family in the 1950s. They're in Detroit, Michigan. This is a classic photo of Salvador Dali with his pet ocelot Babu. It was taken in 1965. Alright, check out this picture. It's some Dutch halibut. This photo was taken way back in 1913 in Amsterdam. Here's a photo from back in the day, June 7th, 1918. It shows an American Red Cross worker, and you can just tell she's trying to make friends with a little refugee. What a sweet moment. Here's Elizabeth Taylor with her first husband, Conrad, nicknamed Nicky, Hilton Jr. Here's a photo from 1971. Someone's enjoying a nice glass of Belgian beer. Cheers to that. Excuse me, sir, my aperitifs, please. This photo was taken in 1975. This is a photograph of a watch, stopped at 8:15 in the morning. It was found in Hiroshima back in August of 1945. Here's a photo showing a German soldier coming home after being held captive by the Soviets. He was taken off to war way back when his son was just 1 year old. This photo was taken in Germany in 1956. Here's a photo of film actress Faye Webb back in 1925 posing with her pet goose. Now get this, the goose is wearing a pretty attractive pair of glasses. Here's a spooky one. Check out these Halloween masks from the 1920s. They're seriously scary. Check out this great shot. It's called The Skiing Chef. This photo was taken way back on the 26th of November 1932. It shows the chef of a hotel in Braemar taking a little lunch break to enjoy some skiing. I wonder what kind of lunch he had. Alright, check this out. This photo shows Patricia O'Keefe, a female bodybuilder who weighed just 64 pounds. And get this, she's giving a 200-pound man a piggyback ride. This picture was taken way back in 1940. This is Susan LaFlèche. She was the first Native American physician, and she really excelled. She even graduated medical school as the valedictorian back in 1889. Here's a cool shot of a lady walking around, basically renting out books as a walking library. Imagine that, like a mobile bookstore. Here's a fascinating image. It shows a woman operating a camera underwater. The photos from the 1940s, a real look back in time. This is the mask worn by Edward Paynell, the notorious Beast of Jersey. He wore it when he attacked his victims back around 1957. Here's a photo of 9-year-old Eunice Winstead with her 22-year-old husband, Charlie Johns. This was taken in Tennessee in 1937. Here's a look at some really uncomfortable sleeping arrangements from 1860. You know, fish oil has always been a go-to remedy, even though it's famous for not tasting the best. And it's interesting to think about how long it's been around. This photo actually shows it as the focus of health initiatives back in 1935. photo of Jeffrey Dahmer back in high school, posing with another student. Here's a photo of the National Council of Negro Women Committee, taken in 1954. Here's a photo of Cheyenne Dog Soldier Black Wolf taken in 1921. Alright, here's a shot from way back in the day. It's a public urinal and it was taken in Paris in the year 1875. This is a cool shot. It looks like an outdoor hockey game in Sweden got interrupted back in 1959. Here's a neat blast from the past. This photo shows a Campbell's soup vending machine from the 1950s. Here's a photo of a lady just hanging out with her cat in Times Square. This picture was taken back in 1956. A photo of people proudly showing off their new tattoos. Looks like they were all done during an amateur tattoo artist contest, way back in France, in 1950. This picture is a beauty. It's a cabaret dancer in a gorgeous butterfly costume, and where was she? At the Folies Bergère in Paris back in 1910. Wonderful! This photo shows the eyes that saw the end of the world. It was taken in 1945. Alright, here's a cool old photo. Looks like someone's taking a boat taxi in Paris way back in 1910. Imagine cruising along the Seine like that. Here's a shot from the 1930s. It shows these cool, portable beach-changing rooms. This picture takes me back. It's an old-fashioned playground. Simple, fun, the kind of place where you could spend hours. Here's a neat little picture. It's a portable radio sitting right inside a straw hat. This was created by an American inventor back in 1931. Pretty clever, huh? Here's a photo of Annie Oakley from the year 1894. Here's a photo from Paris way back in 1898. It shows an organ player and a little girl singing. Here's a photo of The Face of War, a painting by Salvador Dali from the year 1940. Here's a photo of a girl and she's got this really serious look on her face. I wonder what she's thinking about. Here's a fascinating photo. It shows a gas mask specially designed for newborns. Imagine the lengths people went to during World War II. This picture was taken in the United Kingdom in 1941. It really highlights the precautions they took to protect everyone. Here's a photo of Arnold Schwarzenegger way back in 1973 at night school in California. This is Dad's office and little John Jr.'s playground. This incredible photo shows citizens celebrating India's independence from British rule. They're out in the streets of Calcutta, which is now known as Kolkata. Imagine the joy and excitement of that day. Here's a photo from New York, way back in 1970. Looks like a police officer is having a blast, playing duck, duck, goose with a bunch of kids. Doesn't get much more wholesome than that, does it? Option 1, simple and sweet. Who loved jumping off? Let me guess. A kid maybe? Looks like a ton of fun. Option 2, more inquisitive. I wonder who was brave enough to jump off of this. What a blast. Option 3, narrative. Ah, the joy of a perfect jump. This brings back memories. I'd bet those feet were flying. Here's a cool shot from the 1930s. It's a police dog, all geared up and on duty, riding in the sidecar. Pretty neat, huh? Here's a photo of the future 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, with his cousin, back in 1910. Alright, check out this funny vintage photo. Classic! Here's a heartwarming photo of Grandma patching the only pair of pants belonging to her grandson. It's from the year 1907. This photo shows an old doll factory. It makes you wonder about all the dolls that were made there, doesn't it? Here's a shot of an anti-fascist protester being arrested during the battle. It was taken in London on Cable Street on the 4th of October 1936. Alright, check out this cool shot. It's just fun with a fire hydrant. This one was taken way back in Harlem in 1963. Here's a photo from 1941 showing carrots on a stick. This photo shows Jewish prisoners. They were just liberated from a train, and it was taking them to a concentration camp. The year was 1945. Here's a photo from way back when, celebrating Mardi Gras in New Orleans. The year was 1905. Check this out, it's a baboon dressed up like a human, and get this, it's from 1904. Here's a photo from Paris in 1941. It shows a French policeman saluting a Nazi officer. It's a stark image from a difficult time. Here's a photo titled La Mariée de Notre Dame, which means the Bride of Notre Dame. It was taken in 1949. Check out this old house sale ad from Arizona. It's from the 1950s, and it really takes you back. It's the gadget, the very first atomic bomb. The picture was taken in 1945. This is a photo by Stanley Foreman from 1975. It shows a fire escape collapsing. This is Jacob Miller, who lived from 1829 to 1917. He was shot in the head at Chickamauga in 1863 and actually walked it off. Crazy, right? Here's a shot of the milkman's reward for good measure. Here's a peek back in time. This photo shows a flight attendant, probably in the 1950s, serving snacks. Here's a photo of Rocky Dennis and his mother. Here's a fascinating piece of history. This is the Steam Man, considered the first American robot. The photo was taken way back on March 24th, 1868. Here's a photo of Vicky Dugan, and boy, is she wearing a dress. This was considered a pretty shocking look back in the day, all the way back in 1957. Alright, check out these streets. This is New York. Leaving a bad review in the 1920s. Here's a photo of a young Walt Disney, probably around 1917, when he was just 16 years old. This is a picture of the young escapologist taken in the 1860s. Here's a photo of Dorothy Lawrence being arrested. It's from 1915. She famously disguised herself as a male soldier during World War I, and she even went to the front lines to write about it. Pretty amazing, right? You won't believe this, but India's first selfie was actually taken by a king from Tripura. And get this, it was way back in 1880. Here's a yearbook photo of Ted Bundy from 1965. Here's a shot of some young adventurers. We're looking at 3 young boys having a blast sailing on a homemade raft. This was all the way back in the 1930s in Frinton-on-Sea, which is in Essex. This photo features the British actress Diana Rigg. You might know her as Olenna Tyrell from the show Game of Thrones, and the photo was taken in 1967. Here's a charming photo from 1921 featuring actress Emily Lee and a cat. A really cool photo of a fire engine way back when. And instead of a modern engine, this one's drawn by running horses. It's a fascinating look at how things used to be. Here we see nurses learning to work with an incubator. It's a really important piece of equipment for taking care of babies born early. This photo was taken in 1939. Alright, here we have a photo of the cast of the musical Hair. They're rehearsing at the Porte Saint-Martin in Paris. This was back on April 22nd, 1969. Look at this picture. It's a girl and she's hanging out with some absolutely giant kitties. How cool is that? Check this out, it's a massage helmet from the 1960s, can you imagine? This photo takes us back to 1971. Seems like a prankster got a hold of the famous Hollywood sign. This is a photo of Jacques Biederer, who was the first photographer in history to specialize in erotic pictures. This one was taken in Paris in 1928. Here's a shot from New York City all the way back in 1956. You can see a woman hailing a cab. Classic! Here's a photo from Manhattan. You see a Volkswagen, but it's been tricked out with a Rolls-Royce grille. It's a pretty cool custom job. This picture was taken in New York City back in 1976. An ostrich race. It looks like the riders are really giving it their all. This picture was taken way back in 1929. You know, it's so important to be thankful. Be thankful for what you have, and be thankful for one another.